Hey guys, what's going on? Legion Nudie here playing more RuneScape Dragonwilds. Welcome to our Daily Gaming XP Grind, episode 128. So we're just going to see if our blur-eye ores respond. And usually there is a vault sentinel here, but I'm not sure where he is. So that's quite alright. Let's go ahead and grab this vault core and then get stuck by those. So it has respawned and I missed the jump, which is unfortunate. There's actually a ledge there. I might be able to actually use this ledge to sort of get up here. Let's see if that works. That might actually work. So there's a little trick right there that I never really even noticed. So that's quite nice. I wonder if that ledge has always been there, because I usually would have to go back and it was quite a bit of a pain. Let's go ahead and get a little bit more right here. And yeah, so Fellow Hollow coming to the game, I mean, rather soon, I guess. Um, I'd say it's about a month and a half away to December, something like that. So ultimately, not really sure of an actual date of when it's going to drop, but wow, we are going to be spending a lot of time on this game when that does happen. It's going to be really interesting to see everything just sort of come together and all my skills sort of raise and all that hard work sort of paying off, except right there where I missed my jump again. So let's see. I think my keyboard actually died. So bear with me here for 1 second while I fix that. It makes sense. It hasn't been plugged in a really long time. So let's go ahead and fix that. And there we go. Wireless keyboards. They're amazing. But sometimes, when they're not charged, it can be catastrophic. It depends on really what you're doing in a game, for it to be that. But I wonder if it would be good XP to just sort of grind Vault Sentinels. So let's jump back in. What we're going to be working on today is range, and not really so much that concerned about range. Let's see what's in my inventory. What I actually need to do is go back to my base first, and I want to start trying to maximize my XP while working on combat. So I think we're going to start to carry wild pies with us. Let's go to sleep though, because it is dark and we don't want to hunt there in the dark. And it looks like our crossbow is actually weak as well, and our pickaxe. So let's go ahead and fix that. The pickaxe I'm not going to fix right now, but primarily just because I don't want to go get a steel bar. But there we go. So we can pop one of these cores as well, so that way we've got more shield just in case. And then we're going to go ahead and collect all these dwellberries, as these can be used with our clean water, which we made an insane amount of. I don't know that we'll ever gather enough secondaries to actually use all that and get XP, but it's something that obviously gives cooking XP. Let's go ahead and pop one of these. It's actually quite nice that these last, I think it's 600 seconds, only because obviously if you're working on something like a combat skill, you're going to be constantly running around, and we're going to have to make more of those as well, because obviously, look at all these sheep and ram, but obviously we're going to be going through them quite fast, and it's great for bonus XP. So you can see that I got 68 XP for killing a sheep and a ram, so it's actually really quite nice XP. Let's see if I can't get that sheep before he goes too far. I got him. Great shot. It's not always that easy. I did miss, I think, 3 shots, so I wouldn't even say easy, really, right? Let's go ahead. 2 sheep over here. Got one of them, and I missed the other one. Let's see if I can get him before he gets too far. And obviously, providing quite a bit of bonus XP, which is quite nice. So, lots of dwellberries to pick. Obviously, the other benefit of using a wild pie is you're going to be getting bonus XP while picking the food, which isn't huge, right? You're not going to get a massive amount of XP, but it's better than the average. I think it used to be about 5, so it's going to bring it up. It looks like, I guess is it not working? That's interesting. I guess you're only getting 6 because it is a 10% boost And since it's such a small amount, it's just one more XP. So I guess it's not like a make or break whether or not you've got the royal pie for that. It really will benefit you using for combat and things like that. Um, we will be doing an XP update at the end of the video, but so much work still needs to be done. And we're so close to rune crafting 1,000,000 XP. That's going to be a really big deal. Obviously, we're waiting till Valhalla gets closer to do that. I went over it many times. If I go ahead and knock that out, it's really going to limit what we're able to do in these episodes. But I think once Valhalla does come to the game, then I won't really mind it so much because there's going to be so much stuff to do. It's going to be there's going to be plenty of stuff to do to keep everything fresh. So I'm not really that concerned once Valhalla does come to the game. If I was still mining and I needed XP, I would definitely be using the wild pie. I mean, 10% XP on doing that is absolutely crazy. It would have been quite nice. I'm not sure if there was any food that actually gave a 10% boost, but I didn't really use things like that. So it would have probably actually put me at such a high amount of XP. Not that I really needed it, and but obviously construction, that would be massive. It would be amazing, and it would ultimately just construction. It would be really big for. That would be getting you such fast construction XP if you use the chair method or the stool. I can't remember, it might be like a side table, but that would just give so much XP. It would be like crazy. It's actually something to consider doing at some point, but I really don't need any more construction XP currently. Um, and obviously, it takes quite a bit of time to gather all the planks and do all that stuff. So probably won't be doing it. But for anybody else out there who's trying to level up their construction, I definitely recommend going that route. I think that would be very beneficial for you. Let's grab the rest of these dwarberries. So you actually get quite a bit of dwarberries really fast, and um, it's not really that bad. The red berries seem to be a little bit more of a pain actually, but there's so many dwarberries that are just stuck together. So if you're trying to collect them, it's really not that bad at all. You can see here, it's just like if you position your lodestones right, and like, I have them positioned for sheep and ram, but if you wanted to, you could have them positioned for the dwarberries, and I think it would actually be very beneficial for you. Um, for either way, right? Some people might not have enough XP in their skills, and they would like to have more. So, you could do it both ways, really, right? Either for dwarberries or for sheep and ram. But ultimately, you can see out here the fields are loaded right now with sheep and ram. I'm not quite sure why that is. It's usually not this plentiful. I'm used to seeing quite a bit, but I think this is like the exception right now. There's so much more. And right now we're poisoned. I don't know if we're going to survive this just because the poison's bleeding me. It's so crazy. I am going to die here, but that's okay. We're not that worried about it. Ultimately, it just means that obviously, I mean, I'm not going to carry anti-poison potion with me, but it's unfortunate that we died, that's for sure. I think it's a little bit ridiculous to start carrying an anti-poison potion, but that actually might be something that's required in future updates. It actually might make sense to do something like that. But for right now, I'm not that worried about it. It's okay if you die sometimes. Um, I actually do rather expect it, even though it's not fun. But now our inventory is full, so we've got to get out of here and bring all this stuff back. We might actually turn a little bit of our clean water into some of the drinks to get a little bit of cooking XP. I think that would actually be something worth doing right now. But we've got to sort of get some of this stuff out of our inventory as we've got way too much in our inventory. I don't want to get things too crazy and mix everything up. So let's try to keep things a little bit tidy here. Let's see. These somehow replaced that. So we need 93 clean water. We'll just bring 99. And then we need to get a cooking potion. Don't want to forget that, as that's going to provide extra XP. And then we're going to have to drink a wild pie, which it looks like after death, that wild pie still stays active. So it's actually not that bad. Let's go ahead and put away our raw food, which I guess it's really not that much. Maybe I accidentally put something in here I shouldn't have, and it doesn't look like I did. I'm not sure where all the weight's coming from. Maybe the leggings of lightness are broke, and they are breaking, so that's actually exactly what that is. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this really quick. The dwarberry infusion. And then how do I make the wild pie? Let's take a look at that really quick. 1765 cooking XP, quite nice. So it looks like it's going to take some baked potato, dwarberries, red berries, and fried onions. So we have all that stuff. Maybe we'll make a little bit of that here in a second. And let's see. Let's put these drinks in here. I don't really like the fact that I've mixed the drinks with the food, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so let's back out of here. I was just looking at my dysfunction and all my disorganization a little bit. So let's go ahead and grab a little bit. I think it was the baked potato, the dwarberries, the red berries. Let's go ahead and take a look. I know we've got a lot of all this stuff. We might not have as much of certain things. The fried onions we've got. I know we've got more red berries sitting around here somewhere. We'll find them. So much food. It's going to be great, though. Even though it seems like overkill, obviously, with Valhalla coming to the game, you're going to want to have stuff like that. It's going to be essential, basically. You're going to be probably wandering about for such periods of long periods of time. And then the terrain, they said that there's going to be changes to it. So it's really hard to say how it's going to look. But I imagine you're going to need quite a bit of food while you're out there. So I'm glad we've got it now and don't have to sort of stop what we're doing all the time to make new food. I don't really think we'll need all this food, but you never know, really, right? You might start burning through it. I'm just sort of looking for more baked potatoes, and I don't actually see any more. So let's go ahead. All of our stuff is still active. Let's go ahead and make a little bit more wild pies. So that gave 1038 XP, which is actually quite nice. So glad they made changes in the way that you get XP with cooking. It was long overdue. Let's go ahead and see if we can't drop these in. We're going to need to collect some more potatoes. That's another thing we're going to have to do because we want to make more of those wild pies. It's going to be really important while working on things like farming. Obviously, farming, I mean, I'm not going to keep getting into it, but pretty sure Bird's Nest, Garou packs, and Goblin packs hopefully have the seeds. But either way, um, you're going to want to maximize your farming XP like right away. I'm not sure if certain things are going to be tiered. Like obviously, higher level areas are going to see. That's where it gets interesting because if I mean, I suppose it could be each time you get another type of pack. Obviously, there's going to be skeletons. I don't think they're going to drop packs. Not quite sure what they would drop, but obviously there's going to be areas that you go to that are going to give better seeds for like higher level things. So things are probably going to be constantly fluctuating, but ultimately you're going to want to be using wild pies to help you get XP. That's guaranteed. And just so that way you're not wasting time. You don't want to have to keep doing things over and over again because you potentially didn't use something to help you achieve what you're trying to do a little bit faster. It's so hard to run by this flax. It's usually not. I don't usually have it on my mind, but right now I'm not sure why. It's something I'm focusing on a little bit. Not sure what's going on with that. But there's all these chickens too, which I do really want to kill. It's just sort of a hunt at this point. I'm just sort of trying to prioritize what I'm going to be doing. I've actually got a fly in my room and it won't stop. It just keeps landing on my nose. And it's quite frustrating, actually. It's very irritating. I wish it would stop. But that's obviously not going to happen. So, just got to keep pushing forward. But we've got to collect these potatoes. So many out here. I can't wait till farming comes to the game as well. Because I think it's going to crazily help us all. Level up certain things that you might have to like sort of collect in the wild. But that's also another interesting thing because if you can grow a lot of this stuff, then I'm trying to figure it out. I mean, if they make us pick the items to be able to grow them, I think that would actually work too. Kind of like certain flowers out there, obviously in the real world, and like you would have to pick something, and you can sort of take off bulbs or sometimes little flowers. You can take the seeds out of the actual flower itself, and it will like if you bury them, that will actually grow. So I'm wondering if they might go that route as well, where you sort of can pick it. But ultimately, we're gonna have to wait and see, right? There's no way to really know how they're gonna be doing that. I'm gonna pop another cooking potion. After I do this, I'm gonna go ahead and do an XP update, and then we're gonna call it a day. But we've got 33 potatoes, so that's actually quite nice. Um, this ridiculous fly. It's crazy how something so small can be such a problem. It's quite frustrating. So let's go ahead and grab a little bit more because I now think we can make more drinks. If it was closer to dark, I would actually just go to sleep and then I'd be able to do this. I'm not sure what happened there. Must have run out of clean water. So let's go ahead and do this. All right. So we're gonna actually we got our dog barking in the back. I'm not even sure if the mic picked it up. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and do an XP update and then call it a day and we'll fix the rest later. So attack XP 324,000, ranged 59,000 XP, woodcutting 1,002,000, construction 2,014,000, rune crafting 976,693, magic 124,000, mining 4,240,000, artisan 4,127,000, and cooking 467,259. So we've got lots more work to do in the game, and obviously we're gonna keep putting into work. So, hopefully you guys are enjoying your adventures in RuneScape Dragonwilds. Hopefully you guys are enjoying our content that we're making. And, as always, until next time, Legion Nuta out.